Welcome back, I'm Tedward, and today, thanks to Bond Group in Waltham, Massachusetts, we're driving the 2023 BMW M850i. It's powered by a 4.4-liter twin turbocharged V8 making 523 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, and it powers all four wheels because this is an X-Drive model. It's carbon black, so in the dark it looks black, and in the sun it looks blue. Very familiar with that. My E39 M5 is the same carbon black and gets mistaken for colors all the time. So maybe if this is your bank heist vehicle and someone's saying it was blue and someone would say it was black, well, then there you go. It's got a extended cognac leather interior, which I think you're really going to enjoy from the inside of the car. It's gorgeous. And what I like about the M850i, despite its M in the name, it's somewhat understated for what it delivers. This thing's really fast. And yes, it's got the big long nose and the fancy headlights and but it's not shouting in your face. Yes, there's some M badges on it here and there, but they're not really shouty, which I genuinely appreciate because I think BMW's M marketing has gone a little over the top. And if you bought this, you didn't buy the M8. Let the M8 shout it from the rooftops. Let this car be a little more subtle. So let's take a look around because we've got all-wheel drive. We don't need a ton of rubber to hold this thing down. It has plenty of traction to get out of the hole. So up front on a 19-inch wheel is a 245 section. In the rear on a 19-inch wheel is a 275 section. So for example, an E39 M5 has a 275 section tire in the rear, which seemed like meaty back in the day. But even though this has gobs more power and torque, you don't need to put a whole bunch more rubber back there just to get this thing going because you're not going to light up the rears because you got the front pulling it along. Before I take you inside and under the hood, let me just show you in the boot because I actually really like this trunk. This is one of the most lovely, smooth motorized trunk lids I've ever experienced. And I know it's kind of unnecessary, but because you're in an 8 Series, it should be a little extra in all those ways. And you can fold down those rear seats, get lots of room, so you can put a lot of stuff in here if you're going far with a friend or a loved one. Anyway, let's get under the hood because I think the real party of this is to be able to get a cool, long, two-door coupe like this. Man, everyone's just going after SUVs, and it's fun that you can still get kind of an overpowered thing out in the world, and BMW is providing. So, for example, this car might compete with something like an LC500. Rest in peace, Lexus LC500. But that car, although it's sonorous, gorgeous Atkinson cycle V8 is a joy to drive, it doesn't have the torque or juice that this does. And that's what's fun about this. This is just a little bit extra. It starts at about $102,000, and this one got optioned out to $106,000, but good news for you, depreciation on big BMWs is your friend. So this is going to be a heck of a bargain for anyone who's buying it. And it's going to go and bring a trailer. This one, I just ticked over 12,000 miles. Sorry to the owner, but you gave it to me with 11,997, so them's the breaks. Inside, here's this gorgeous, this interior is really nice, and you've got the BMW individual stitched in there. The rear seats, okay. Look, this is a grandpa car or an uncle car. It's not a family car. So you're probably not putting people back here very often. It's fine if you have to squish for a few miles just to get someone home from the bar or something like that. But this is not the vehicle. If a friend with an 850 says, hey, we're going to Vermont from Boston, no, we're taking the X3. We're not, we're not getting in this. But either way, love the interior. It's perfect for an individual. And today, going to get an opportunity to drive it. So first, let's just get it started up. I really dig this cabin. I know that we have a big vendetta against screens, but BMW's done a reasonable job. This is a good little cockpit. So to get it started, got the key here. Put these guys in here. Look, wireless charging from a phone. We love that. And we've got the crystal shift knob. We dig that. That's okay. This is kind of crystal too. So they do elevate the 8 Series quite a bit, despite the fact that I kind of feel like the 8 Series was really just a 6 Series transformed into an 8 Series. You know what? We're not going to play that game today. Let's just start it up. Start, stop button here. That's also got some kind of crystal display on it. It makes the Law and Order sound. When you start it, the dum dum. So interesting. I don't know. I don't know what their intent was with that, or if someone just really liked Law and Order and got away with it. Okay, so normal mode. Remember, we don't have any big shouty exhaust tips in the back either, but if we do put it in sport, now she sounds a little healthier. And I love that there's like an actual dynamic range of quiet, respectable neighborhood drive. Don't wake anybody while you're leaving at 5 a.m. And that, because this is the thing. I always love German V8s, and this gives us the full experience. The other thing is that you get, oh, wait, is this soft close? It is. I've been stupidly like a peasant closing this door all the way myself. You get great HVAC controls. I like that you do have just simple buttons here. But look, it is a proper dual climate control setup. You actually get like fan speeds for each side. So that's kind of cool. I like that. You can put both on auto. You can even just turn that off completely. Like, maybe I'm a little too excited about that, but I don't know. I don't see that in a lot of cars, so it is cool to see that. Carbon stuff, but not too much, you know? You don't want carbon everywhere. It gets kind of tacky, honestly. And you've got the Harman Kardon stereo. It's not a stereo, it's a sound system. There's more than two. But it's just a nicely appointed cabin, and it lets you know, like, you're doing it, but you're not shouting it, and I like that. It's got a heated steering wheel, which is annoying because there's no light here. It tells me that the steering wheel is on there, but here's the thing, like, I like to have my steering wheel up a little bit, so I kind of block everything that's down there when I touch these things. So, oh well. I guess I'll tell the BMW engineers 2 years ago what to do. This thing's pretty quick. Holding my gear nicely. Hang on, we're gonna listen to this with the windows down. This is like actually kind of silly. I was unaware. I always thought only the M8 was like the crazy one, but this is a little bit nuts. Sorry, geese. Just gave me that like pit of my stomach falling feeling for a second, and that's how you know something is actually quick. Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna go into comfort mode because the roads are rutted, okay? They're not ideal. And this car, while reasonably compliant, especially over like undulating things, it seems to absorb stuff. It gets a little crashy over some of the nitty-gritty stuff. And I don't know, I don't want to put these wheels through that in sport mode on a day like today. Engine is so eager. It's torque, man. Oh my goodness. This is the kind of stuff that used to get me really giddy about BMW back in the day, because I'd be like, wow, like nothing else just pulled like this. Everyone kind of caught up and figured it out, but there was always something about staying in the throttle of a BMW V8 and it just kept going. It just kept pulling. Like even in the E39 M5, when you go for a 3/4 shift on a highway run, it just continues to pull, and this just continues to pull. This is kind of nice. I'm liking this more than I thought I was going to like this. Oh, big snowbanks. Okay, so here's the advantage of SUVs over this. I can't see shit until it's like too late. Well, all right. Juicy, dude. The only thing about this is like I feel slightly disconnected from the throttle. Like I'm putting my foot down and it's like doing its thing, but I kind of feel like I've asked for an input and then it's just all occurring after the fact. Like not in a throttle lag feeling, but just I don't know how to explain this. It's the damping of luxury. Let's put it that way. Like sometimes steering in cars can be over damped and they separate the driver from the road a little bit. I feel like this throttle separates me just a little bit from the road. Now, granted, I'm in comfort mode. We'll go into sport mode and we'll play around with it. But man, this thing really does erupt. Like this is one of those cars where if I got pulled over and I had to tell a cop like, I'm so sorry I didn't realize, or like the car got away from me a little bit, like that wouldn't be some BS lie. I'd actually be like, whoa, why are we're going 70? Oh, okie doke. Like it actually does kind of do that. See, like that bump right there. I'm in comfort mode. It's a little harsh, but it's weird because the rest of the experience isn't. Like, I don't think this car is actually particularly firm. It's just when you hit certain types of bumps, it really translates through the cabin in like a bit of a jarring way. All right, snowbanks are the enemy in a car versus an SUV because it's sometimes hard to see, but not here. We're good. Let's get into it a little bit. See that bump? That bump. Like it translates into the cabin more than like anything else, and it's not like a particularly nasty bump. But this 8-speed takes good care of me, and it makes good use of this engine. It's always keeping me in the power band where I'd like to be. It's oddly agile. We gotta go careful here because there's really no shoulder, and sometimes people are just walking their dogs. For whatever reason, in small towns, people like to walk their dogs with their leash fully extended. Plus. We don't need that standard stuff. We need plus. Oh. Do we have an open runway? Nice place to be on the highway. Also, I know that it's been a while since BMW had the annoying toggle type blinker stocks, but I do just want to celebrate these for going back to normal and actually moving up and staying there and then coming back down. I really do believe that BMW's not using their blinker as a reputation in the wild is because of those blinker stocks, because they were so annoying to use to certain people, and that people were like, you know what, I'm not even going to touch it. I'm just not going to use it. And I think that's what started that. there's usually a little bit of truth to stereotypes in car culture, and I think the stereotype of that blinker stock is down to the actual blinker stock, not necessarily the people that are driving it. Sport. If I wasn't wearing the hat cam, this ceiling would not bother me whatsoever. But because I am wearing the hat cam, this comes down a little bit low. Not like Huracan low, but low. And I don't think that would affect literally anybody driving this, as long as they're not driving with a baseball cap with a camera on it. I've got a clip that kind of extends out, so I'm a bit sensitive to those types of things on these videos. But otherwise, I think like the rake of this windscreen is kind of nice. I think it's sporty. I think this car's handsome, but not ostentatious. That 1-2 punch, oof, it's good. Oh, this thing rips. Gotta say, I'm trying to figure out like who the buyer is for this, and it's somebody who might consider a 7 Series or a 5 Series, but wants something that's more elevated than the 5 Series, a little more luxurious and a little sleeker, and someone who's not quite ready for the geriatric 7 Series. What's that? Oh, is it I'm talking to it? No, I don't want to go anywhere. But I'm really interested in the buyer of this because they're looking for something that's what? No, we're not going to Palm Beach.
In a quarter of a mile, bear right toward Route 2A East Lexington, and then bear left.
No.
Bear right toward Route 2A East Lexington.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so maybe the buyer's a bit older because it's taking me to Palm Beach, but it doesn't feel as aged as a 7 Series. It had, oh, these brakes are actually really nice. It's so much more taut than a 7 Series too. So while the 7 Series is like capable and absurd and really luxurious, we don't necessarily need all the backseat features of that car, and maybe this car kind of takes that over. So, you know, as much as I was a little like, they brought back the 8 Series, because I'm like a 90s purist when it comes to that stuff, this is a really cool car. I'm just so impressed with the athleticism of this thing. This is really charming. And I think you've got to get it as a coupe. or a convertible. I don't know I'm not one of these Grand Coupe guys. That is not for me. The 5 Series GT, the M8 Grand Coupe, all these sort of like sloped hunchbacky SUV things, an X6, like that's just not, I don't know. For me, that's not it. But the good news is, just because that's not for me, doesn't mean it's all they make. They do make the good one, in my opinion, which is this. And so you can get the M850i as a coupe or a convertible, and depending where you are, depending what your use case is, I'm sure both are wonderful. And because we're not in a world where we're sitting here trying to like set a lap, you're not bringing this to a track. You could maybe if you were on like a rally and the rally happened to stop at a racetrack and they do a couple like juicy parade laps and they let you go a little harder than you would expect, like this is gonna do great. You're not buying this to go do full track days, which is the point I'm trying to make here at some point. It doesn't matter if it's a coupe or a convertible, because you're not going to look at the convertible and say, oh, well, it doesn't do the performance that who cares? It doesn't matter. Like, this is just really, oddly, a very complete, fun, luxurious, and athletic package with too much power, which I love, because they make a faster one. And I genuinely wonder, I've driven an M8 before. I don't remember it that much. I feel like I'm going to remember this that more than an M8. But the M8's faster. Do we need it? It's probably more rigid. It's probably all the things that I think like this does well and kind of splits the difference properly, makes the right compromises. I don't know that I would end up feeling the same about the M8 if I were to have a back-to-back drive. This is plenty capable. And also, I don't remember what M8 money is. It's probably quite a bit higher than this. And overall, I'm pretty impressed. This is one fine automobile. So anyway, thanks to Bond Group for tossing the keys. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive. And I'll see you in the next one.